Well, my friends, it is once more time to do some creating. Let me turn you down here to the tabletop and I'll show you what we're working on today. For starters, our cook pot. A simple spaghetti sauce can that I've used a side cutter to take the lid off of and washed it out. Our ingredients. Washed tallow. Now, you saw me make this tallow some time ago. Oh, but I just said something that you didn't see me do. I said washed tallow. You saw me make the tallow right here in the crock pot. The part I did not film and did not show you was the washing part. Because when your tallow is finished, it'll have a very strong beefy scent. This does not. The way you dispose of the beef scent from your tallow, once it's been created, and I showed you how I had it cut up in the little bars, I then took it to the stove with a pot of water. I melted it and stirred it in the water for 5 minutes. Turn off the heat, you let it set until it solidifies. Drain off the water, repeat. 3 or 4 times you want to do this with the water. This takes out a lot of the beef scent and leaves you just with pure white, almost scentless tallow. Now, don't get me wrong, you can use it as I had it bricked up. It makes great for cooking with because it adds that beefy flavor. But there are a lot of things you don't want that strong beef scent for. And for that, you want washed tallow. One, washing it makes it firm up even harder. 2, it, like I said, eliminates the strong beefy scent. Just makes it, more useful. So that's ingredient number 1. Ingredient number 2, I'm going to show you the label. Yes, wax. Wax nodules. There's the back side. I procured these from Michael's Hobby Shop. Beeswax. Now, what I have here, and this is weighed out on a gram sensitive scale. 6 ounces of tallow, 6 ounces of wax. I also have oil of mint, just because I like the mint scent better than, well, just about anything. I like anything mint. And there's the violet comes in. Now, unlike a lot of folks who make what I'm about to make, i.e., oh, look at this, it even comes with a dropper. I don't add vitamin E oil because 90 to 95% of what I use Fixin wax for, and that's what I'm making now, 90 to 95% of what I use it for is for treating steel blades and leather goods. I, once in a great blue moon, use it for a lip balm. Very rarely. And I mean very rarely. Now, what am I going to put this in when I get it finished making? Well, Altoids tin. This is the one I showed you that I picked up the other day. Here's the wintergreen tin. Labels have been scrubbed. And just in case I need more storage, which I think I will, I haven't bothered to scrub this one. This is cinnamon mints from the Dollar Tree. And if I need further storage, I have a little plastic container I will use. Now, you've seen the materials. Let's get busy. Okay. Let's turn this on and turn it way, way down low. We don't need it terribly hot. We're going to start off with the tallow. I think I will turn that up just a bit for the minute. That went out. Whoopsie. Now we'll turn it way, way down again. Okay. Let's see if I can touch it. See, that tallow's starting to melt slowly, but surely. Now, since I'm not doing this in a double boiler, I need to be very cautious about how much heat I put to it. But aside from that, well, that's one of the reasons why I'm using a tall can, because that way the flames don't get near the tallow or the wax. Okay. Take this off the heat for a moment whilst I introduce the beeswax pellets. See, that's why. And whatever you do, don't do this in your spouse's cookware. You won't ever hear the end of it. The reason I do the wax after I melt the tallow is because the heat of the tallow will almost melt the wax without further heat. Almost. Oh, good grief. Grits and gravy. And a cheap throwaway stirring device. a skewer. So the tallow is completely melted, and the wax is quickly heading towards that point. But it ain't quite there yet. Now a lot of you are saying, Emperado, you're still missing one of your ingredients, the mint oil. Mint oil goes in when I take this off the heat and gets a stir. Not before. Let's tilt you over so you can get a look inside the can. And I'll try and do this and give it a stir so you can see. The wax is nearly incorporated. Nearly. Okay. Set you back down. There we go. See, I'm also using the light from the camera to be able to see inside the can better myself. And look at that. The wax is now thoroughly incorporated and melted. Off goes the heat. Okay. Give me a second here. Oh, crap. Oh, bother. There it is. Okay. Now in goes the mint oil. Oh, if only you could smell. Now you're going to ask me, how much is that? Well, that is 15 milliliters according to the measurement on the eyedropper. It's sad that the dropper doesn't go inside the bottle. I think we're going to add some more mint oil to that. This is a new source for mint oil for me. It's not as strong as I usually like. So you know what? That's 5, 10, 15 more. Excuse me a minute, I'll be right back. Okay. Yes, you probably recognize the container. I'm just using this to make sure I don't slop on the stove top. And the extra plastic container I was telling you about, some of you parents may recognize what this is without its label. This was a Play-Doh container that I've completely scrubbed out, scrubbed the label off, and so on. Point is, it'll seal in my Fixin wax and keep it from slopping or melting or so on. Now comes the fun part. Oh, bother. I forgot to put a pour spout on that can. Just an impromptu pour flip to help guide the pour. I may have a little more than what I figured. As far as my storage containers go, no, I'll just have to figure out another container for that last little dab. There it sits, Fixin wax. Well, my good people, this is the finished product. This is what 6 ounces of tallow, 6 of beeswax, and 30 milliliters of mint oil will get you when melted together. See, I told you. Nicely fill the Play-Doh, and this is what I had left over after I filled the other 4. So I was pretty close on figuring what it would take. Now, if I'd had a third tin like this, third one of these Altoids tins, this would not have gotten filled, that would not have gotten filled, and that would not have gotten filled, because it would have taken all of it to fill just one of these. That's why I went with 3 small containers, so I could have individuals. Now, I will advise you this. If you are going to, this is the hardest version of Fixin wax. It is tallow and wax and just mint extract oil. No coconut oil to soften it or whatever. I mean, there's probably as many different recipes for Fixin wax as there are people, but this is probably about the firmest version. The one thing I will advise you is do not put a tin like this in a pack where it's up on its end or up on its side and go out in hot weather. Because in spite of this being the hardest version of Fixin wax that there is, you get above 120, 130 degrees, I think. If you even get above 100 degrees outside, this is going to soften, melt, and pour out the seams. It might even melt at like 90 to 95 degrees. So, if you're going to carry it in your pack, I suggest something like this to carry it in your pack, or put it inside of a Ziploc bag to contain it in case it does leak. That said, Fixin wax is still a very useful item. Peace out. By the way, don't forget to